Alright guys, so it's that time of year where we have to reset our containers and raise beds, stuff like that. But today we're going to be in the container part of my garden, I guess. These are the 5 gallons and these 3 are the 15 gallons. So these are going to be the ones I worry about the most. Plus this 65 gallon grass flower pot that I have over in, that you can't see, but I'll be showing you that too. Basically, we're gonna cut down these peppers and put it back in the soil as a mulch. And then we're gonna mulch on top of that. So basically all the nutrients and minerals that is took out from the soil, we're gonna put back into the soil and let it break down over the winter. Right now is the best time to let it break down. Today for me is December 6th, so it's way later than usual than when I would do this, but oh god. It is what it is. Our first frost came around early December. I can't remember what day. I already forgot, but you can see there's some peppers still on these plants. So I'll be harvesting those, and hopefully with these I'll be saving seeds for next year. The jalapeno ones and bell peppers, I'll probably just use newer seeds since I still have seeds from last year. And these, I don't remember what these are, so maybe I'll save seeds from those. But either way, I want to show you a closer look to this container and how I plan on doing everything. Right now, I'm going to show you some shredded leaves that I shredded earlier today. I use a Works vacuum mulcher, and it works really well. I think, but with that being said though, I think today I broke mine. Hopefully it still works. Apparently it needs a little bit of time to cool down if I overheated it. I'm not sure if I did, or because the leaves I was trying to mulch up were really wet, so it clogged the machine and it kind of broke it that way. I'm not sure. I unclogged it because I looked it up saying you should unclog it because that could be a problem too. So maybe by the end of the video I'll give you an update on how my Works mulcher is going. But until then, let's go to the leaves that I shredded earlier today before I may have accidentally broke it. Okay, YouTube, so this is probably more than enough leaves to mulch all of my containers. But let's say you needed to bulk it and then you have a micro shredder to shred paper. You can add your micro shredded paper into these leaves and mix it in to hopefully bulk it up even more and use this as a mulch. I'm gonna do this anyway just so I can show you how I'm doing it. You can see the mulcher that I used to shred these leaves didn't do too great of a job of mulching these. Usually they're a lot smaller, a lot more broken down, and the reason why you want it broken down more is so the winter when you so when you put it in the container and to break down over the winter, it'll break down a lot faster rather than having like big chunks of leaves like this that could mat down and not break down at all. And the reason why you want to use leaves as mulch too is because they're full of minerals and nutrients that could go back into the soil, making it healthier and even better for next year. Okay, I think this is good for right now. Let's get back to the container. Alright, YouTube, so hopefully I could do this quickly because I do have an appointment in the dentist at the dentist at 12 p.m. It's pretty early right now still, but I want to try to do this as quickly as possible. So essentially I'm just gonna cut this and break it down a lot smaller than what it is now, just so it can break down even faster. And on top of this I'm gonna add the mulch leaves and paper / cardboard that I showed you earlier. Right now I'm trying to get it as small as possible, even though this is kind of a thick stock. It might not break down quickly enough for spring planting, but a little bit helps, and not making it smaller won't help at all. Now with this container I'm not as worried about bringing back nutrients because it is a 5-gallon container, so I probably have to add more nutrients into this anyway, like fertilizer and stuff like that. But if I really wanted to, I could add potash, the leaves, which I am going to do, and other stuff. But I'm going to show you that stuff on the next container, so let me mulch this right now. Alright, so you can see not much was able to fit in this 5-gallon container anyway, or in the first place. Now I'm going to show you me doing this on the 15-gallon container grass flower pots. Alright guys, so like I said, I'm going to harvest these peppers to hopefully eat, I guess, because these are way too small to be like stuffed peppers or stuff like that. So I guess we could use it in stews and other stuff. But regardless, we're going to get a harvest on this, even though I planted these really late. For whatever reason, grass is growing in here. I didn't plant grass in here, but it is what it is. So it acts like as a group, as a good root compaction thing. I'm not sure what I'm gonna say, but it put all the, it's already growing roots, so I don't want to get rid of it, or I don't want to dig it up. And all these purslane that's growing, getting a bunch of seeds all over me, so that's kind of sucks. As you see, I mulched this raised bed before, so this container before. So we'll see how the soil looks after I take off all the mulch. I did this is my native soil, just so you know. I do remember me making videos on this container before, like earlier in the season, and you can hopefully we can see the huge difference between my soil then and now. So let's check it out. So yeah, this is basically all compost now. I'm always finding nails, it's kind of annoying. So if you're finding nails, I'm gonna get rid of those. And here's a lettuce I started growing literally like a week ago. Dang, that cat went insane, but yeah, that lettuce I started a week ago, and yeah, hopefully I don't bury it once I start mulching here again, adding everything back to the soil for hopefully a better harvest next year. Yeah, I don't think you can tell that my native soil is in here as of right now because I put so much compost, which is really good for me. Kind of wish the sun was more out here so I could warm up my soil a little bit. I'm kind of cold. But yeah, I'm gonna try to take as much of this out and then show you the other things I would have added if I had more container space. Okay, so this is really finely sifted biochar. As you guys know, I love using biochar in all of my soil mixes basically, so I'm gonna add this to my soil also. This is basically uncharged biochar though, so hopefully by next year it'll be fine to use, but as of right now it's not charged. Okay, another ingredient I'm gonna add is potash, just because I have a lot of it right now, and it's really good for potassium especially, and since peppers are pretty big fruits, they need a lot of potassium. The only downside with potash is that it's very alkaline. So if you have very alkaline soil, this may not be a good idea. But if it's like right now during the winter, I think you should be fine. Or at least I hope. I guess we'll find out next year if this is either a good idea or a bad idea. Because again, it's just my native soil. My native soil is pretty alkaline from being in a desert climate. So yeah, let's hopefully it won't be too bad. But the last ingredient I'm gonna add is Dr. Earth fertilizer. You guys know I love Dr. Earth fertilizer. It's one of my favorite fertilizers you can get from a big box store. And I'm not gonna add too much, but I get basically get, I just found 2 nails. Nail, a staple, another nail. Anyway, this is my favorite fertilizer. I basically get the basic one, like the 222 or something like that. It's not too high in NPK. I just put a handful like that. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Otherwise, I'll go crazy about it. But yeah, you just add the pepper stock back in. But yeah, just do the best you can with whatever you got. As you guys saw, I've added the potash, so if you have plenty of potash, you can add that. Especially during the winter, so it can break down and hopefully make it more readily available to your plants next year. Like I said, the problem with potash is that it's very alkaline, so you might not want to use it. But you know, I think you should use it anyway. Okay, so all the weeds basically I'm gonna add back first, so it can break down the quickest, and hopefully whatever these plants took up from the soil, my native soil especially, return it back as nutrients. I might bury the lettuce though, so this might be a problem. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about the lettuce too much. I have other spots where I can plant lettuce, so it'll be fine. But if it can somehow grow through this, I'll be more than happy with that too. Okay, so now, even though it's full like this, kind of, I'm gonna add more leaves so it can be more mineral rich for next year. And I'm gonna basically do that for the rest of these containers. So instead of making this video too long and boring you guys, I'm gonna just do this off camera and show you how it looks like afterwards. Alright guys, so I've spent like what, felt like an hour doing this. It probably was less than that, but in this container I have rainwater from the last time it rained. So hopefully this would give the soil in these containers a lot more nitrogen than it would have if I use like city water. Even though city water is not bad, you do want to let it, if you don't have a filter, you want to let it dechlorinate for a day. So having rainwater is a lot better anyway. So yeah, we have rainwater right here. So I'm just gonna water these in for right now, and then maybe after my dentist appointment, we'll do the 65 gallon glasses for the pots. Right now, after I'm done with this, I'm gonna get everything inside, probably get ready for my dentist appointment, and then be back after that. But until then, what I do this. Plus one, I should mention that once these leaves and all the organic matter breaks down, I will be backfilling it with more leaves, just to make sure it's tucked up. What's up, YouTube? So it's the next day. When I was recording when I was editing my video earlier, I noticed my mic wasn't on. I wasn't sure if it's because it was dead or it wasn't connected properly. I don't know. I just know that yesterday when I went to my dentist appointment, I did charge it, so hopefully it is working right now. I guess after this clip, I'll test it. Right now, I'm going to be harvesting these beans to clear this raised bed, or 65-gallon container, and use the rest of it, or basically do the same thing I did yesterday. Some of these aren't dry, so I probably won't harvest those. Yeah, some of these are still kind of wet, so the ones that are wet, they're probably not going to be good to harvest. But yeah, basically the things I did yesterday, I'm going to do today to this raised bed. I do realize that in yesterday's video, you probably didn't hear me that well because my mic was either dead or not connected fully, but essentially, we're gonna take all this crop out and mulch this container so we can have better organic matter for next year, especially with leaves being, a lot of these are wet, so I'm not gonna harvest anymore, I guess. The rest of this, the leaves have a lot of trace minerals and, should I say micro and macro nutrients. So the trace minerals, the minerals you see every day in NPK fertilizers, and we're gonna basically fix this raised bed, or keep saying raised bed, like container. I tried making this container a way I can re-amend soil that's been either used or depleted, like native soil, and I can see right now I didn't do a very good job for this season, but it is the first season I tried to do this technically since I moved it over here. But either way, I'll bring you guys close, and I'm gonna check the video right now to see if my mic is working. And yeah, we'll be right back. All right, guys. So I think I got my mic working now. When I saw my last clip before this one, I realized it still wasn't working. What I cleared some debris that was connected to my phone, that's connected to my mic. So hopefully you guys can hear me a lot better compared to yesterday, instead of hearing all the background noises. Not that the background noises is bad, it's just I got this mic for a reason, so you guys can hear me. Maybe if I'm making biochar, I won't use a mic, but until then, I'm gonna use a mic. But yeah, I'm gonna just clear this container like I did yesterday, so no need to drag this out. I'm just gonna test this clip also to make sure I'm audible, and then yeah, we're gonna proceed to the rest of it. Alright guys, so here's how this container looks like after I removed all the beans. Not really the grass. This grass is, I'm pretty sure, is foxtail barley, so the native seeds are in my soil anyway. But you can see this is my native soil. I don't know how you can see that, especially with the sunflower in the way. But this soil, when you dig a little bit deeper, it looks kind of decent, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I want this soil to be ready for next year, for whatever I grow. I haven't decided what I want to grow next year. Maybe we could figure that out in a different video, but something I didn't do in my last video that I'm going to, or earlier in the video, I'm gonna do right now for this container is add some coffee grounds, because I know people are worried that that'll be too acidic for containers, but that's only if they're fresh. If you use used coffee grounds like I am, then you're not worried about acidity. Uh, it'll give your nitrogen. I mean, it'll give your soil a lot more nitrogen, which is great for the soil. And there's some other minerals in here in this also, but I couldn't tell you what they are off the top of my head. I already forgot. And I guess I should mention, since my earlier videos, or the earlier the video, it didn't record it properly, that there is tons of minerals in grass, in leaves. So that's one reason why I'm using leaves also, to for the micro and macronutrients. And I'm gonna be using some potash like I did yesterday. The only thing I'm not gonna be using is biochar, or the sifted biochar that I had, because I used all of it in my containers. Again, if you remember, this is basically Dr. Earth fertilizer, a 222. So basically, this is just like a balanced fertilizer. It's nothing too crazy. It's just to give the soil extra nutrients that may be missing in my soil, and to give it biology, because Dr. Earth fertilizer has bacteria and other bacteria and fungi, which is needed in the soil, especially depending on the plant that you're growing. So the plants that we like to eat most likely need fungi. So it would be a good idea to add it. By the way, the potash, I like to burn bones, so that's what that is. I could make bone char, but in the dead of summer, I don't like to make fire pits. But we do grill using natural wood, so why not use? Why not, after we're done cooking, add some bones? We're not going to use it for anything else. So I guess this looks pretty good. And you're probably wondering why I didn't take out the sunflower stalk. That's because it could be used as a natural trellis, I guess. So that's the main reason why I didn't get rid of the stalk. But I'll be right back. Well, not yet. I'm gonna add back, should I say, all the stuff that I took out. So I was growing a sorghum in here also, and then afterwards I decided to plant beans. And I was lucky to get a harvest of beans, but it was not a huge harvest that I would have liked. But anyway, now I'll be right back to add the leaves. Oh my goodness, I can't remember. And cardboard with paper, the shredded paper and cardboard. Okay, here's the shredded paper and the shredded leaves. By the way, I guess I should mention that my update for my leaf mulcher. Yeah, it's completely dead. The water damage made it so it doesn't work. So I either have to buy a new one, or what the heck is this? Get rid of that. But either have to buy a new one or not worry about it until, I don't know, next fall, I guess. By the way, this has been a mild fall for us. It hasn't been getting like hardcore freezes like it has in the previous years, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, I have to buy a new one, but I don't want to do that right now. There's other things I want to prioritize to getting for the garden, so I'll worry about that later. But just like the other the other containers, if I notice the breakdownage of the organic material, I'll just add more organic material on top of that, so it can be good for next season. Okay, so right now, maybe I said it in my earlier in this video, but you guys probably didn't hear it that well. But I might add some rainwater that I harvested that I'm running out pretty quickly now to add to this container. So I'll be right back when I do that. Okay, so I got the rainwater, and the reason why you want to add water on top of all this is so it breaks down a lot faster and easier. Because without water, you're not going to break down anything. Plus, you won't be able to grow anything without water. But either way, the organic matter needs a lot of water to break down. Your microbiology in the soil loves water. They're kind of aquatic, so you don't want to leave your soil dry while trying to grow stuff. I understand there are microbes that are more resilient to um, dryness, but that's not all microbes. The microbes we will actually want also rely a lot on water. So all that to say, water in your mulch that you're gonna use to overwinter a garden, or in this case, a container for next year. I think I'm just gonna leave this video here. I'll make sure to make update videos on this container in the future in the form of shorts. So subscribe if you want to see that. But other than that, I think I'm gonna end today's video. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. And as I'm done doing this, I'm gonna water the other containers again because before I left my dentist appointment, I don't think I watered them enough. So yeah, thank you for watching. Peace out.